a few of you have asked for a state of the flock update, a chicken update. We haven't featured them in a lot of videos recently, so I wanted to tell you what's going on with the chickens, what we're doing differently with them, and what's really working for us right now and what's not. Nearly all of the chickens are in this enclosure behind our large barn. They have a stall inside. We moved the chickens in here because they were laying eggs everywhere. It was out of control. So we wanted to get a little more control over where the chickens were laying and establish them in this area as a home base. We will, in the coming probably 2 weeks, start letting them out for a few hours a day once we feel like they're going to come back to this spot, lay in this spot and sleep in the safety of this area. Now, I said almost all the chickens are in. There's two hens that are out, and we've left Donald out because he's still able to be close to the chickens, and he spends a lot of time down here with them, but he's not confined to this area, and he still roams and eats grass, and I think that's probably better for his health because geese depend so much on grass for a big portion of their diet. A couple of the hens have stubbornly continued to escape and evade us. You can probably guess who the main offender is. She's right here, the little black hen, and her name is Bonnie. Yeah, she eats with the pigs. She was in there just the other day and she's flown out. I don't know how she flies with clipped wings. They're not clipped right now, but when I've clipped them in the past, she still flies out no matter what. She's a strong, determined little hen. Inside this stall in the barn, the chickens have access to this area. The chickens have a deep bedding down here, and it's still pretty dry. I do need to change it out, but it's not saturated or wet or anything. It's very dry, and the chickens actively stir it. You can always see they're stirring. They have calcium carbonate down here. It's not oyster shells, it's actually calcium carbonate, and they have granite grit for their gizzards. And now for why we have the chickens down here, or what really kind of instigated this change. Eggs. These little plastic nesting boxes, a few chickens have laid in them. I don't know why exactly. They're just not real popular with the girls. They don't lay in them consistently. This is the area that the chickens have chosen to lay in, and there's just one egg right there, and it's still warm, so I know it was just laid. I also know it's just laid because I've been checking frequently and just grabbing the eggs out of here, trying to eliminate every possibility for why we might not be getting eggs, one of which is they might be getting eaten by an egg-eating hen. So I'm grabbing this egg now, and I'll come back later today. Ducks, the ducks. I don't know what happened with the ducks. Our American buff ducks have been amazing layers. But since they each hatched out a batch of ducklings, which unfortunately all died, they have not laid any eggs. I've even put boxes out here or buckets out here with hay in them that they like to lay in the past. They haven't touched them. They haven't laid a single egg, and I don't know. I don't think they're molting. It could be they're molting, and I missed it. I have a little collection of eggs here from the past 2 days. So we're not getting a ton of eggs. I'm still hoping to get those 2 other hens in, but this is a vast improvement over where we were 3 or 4 weeks ago when the eggs were just being scattered abroad across the homestead. So it's pretty gratifying to have a little partial carton of eggs here to take into the house. Would you look at that? There's an egg in here. This is the first egg they've laid, I think, since they hatched these chicks out. It's a beautiful little silky egg. I'll put that with the others. I'm in here in this old smokehouse on this old farm that we bought. And I have this 4 by 8 foot by 2 foot high brooder. And the remaining chickens that we have are up here. It's 2 silky mamas and there are 3 chicks. Here's some salad for you ladies. Look at that. The water is totally full. Y'all made a big mess in there. I bet y'all are thirsty too because that water was full. These 2 are giant over here, and this one's tiny. I think these 2 must have taken out of after their father. I guess this one took after the silkies. I wouldn't normally have them in here for this long, except we've had so many chicks get killed. We're kind of paranoid about chickens dying right now, so we're trying to keep them in the highest level of protection possible. The way that we have the chickens right now is probably the safest way we've had them yet, at least including the chicks. You ladies are cute. They're really cute chickens. Another small success is this right here, comfrey, and that I just pulled out from under the porch. Some months back I just took comfrey cuttings and I stuck them in the ground all over. Some of them didn't come up, some of them did. And this is from just a thick growth under my front porch. So that's a success that I have this high protein green food available for these chickens while they're in this area of confinement. And they get that, not every day, but pretty much every day. Every day I'm feeding the chickens. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little chicken update. For those of y'all who haven't seen enough of the chickens and the ducks and Donald in our last videos, y'all have a great day.